Is my phone down here? I don't think my phone is down here. Hello, everybody. Let me know if this is going live, because guess what? I could look this up on Facebook really quick. Hold on. Just want to make sure I am live. If you're in Empath Evolution's community and you're seeing me here, give me a thumbs up. Say something. I'm using eCam, so it's a little bit different. Let me just make sure. I think I should be live. I figured I would say hello. See how everyone's doing. Catch you up a little bit. See, I got a heart. Okay, I am in. Yay. Yay. All right, you have to grant eCam permission to get your name, but I am going to... All right, here it is. So we should be all right. Anyway, so as you know, hi Jan, I just talked to you. I hope you're not still burping. Well, you probably are still burping. You need to relax a little bit and drink lots of water. Jan and I Jan has been working with me for a little bit, and we did, whenever two spiritual people come together, things really start to happen. Whether you probably already know that or not, if you're in this group and you've been down this road a little bit, but whenever two empaths, which I consider empaths more aware than the traditional person, because they're actually able to feel truth, feel emotions, feel physical pain, feel the energies around them, whatever they may be. They have more of a knowing. A lot of people have this but don't notice it. So the ones that are coming to the forefront and rather know about it today and they're awakening to it, they have in some way struggled with it because they are that aware. They are feeling it to that intensity that it's hard for them to miss. And a lot of times as well, because you can feel the negativity, and there's a lot of negativity in this world, my friends, a lot of negativity, you can become a little bit reclusive and a little bit detached from really wanting to be around people or crowds, and you might think there's something wrong with you or you're just odd or whatnot. But let me just tell you, there's nothing really wrong with you. The only thing going on that you need to be aware of is that you are on a journey of self-healing. You are in more of a spiritual journey than most people. And I don't mean spiritual religious. I mean spiritual heart. You are a heart-centered person that cares, that knows, that feels, and you are part of the world. And the world has kind of closed down their heart. They don't necessarily want to even go there. They go to their brain, they think. They talk, they think. Is it logical? Is it science? Is it this? Is it that? Too much. At the end of the day, we are spiritual beings in human bodies. The human body lasts a certain amount of time, then we die, then we become spiritual beings again. We are spirit. All right? So this will resonate with some of you, and others of you won't quite really get that. Why is that important? Why is it important? Because at the end of the day, you only live here for a certain period of time, right? You're going to try to enjoy it. You're going to share things. You're going to grow personally. The more you are able to connect with your spiritual self, instead of listening to your mind, you listen to your spirit come through you to others. You think with your heart, not with your brain. You listen to your guidance, right? So the brain can only really assimilate a certain amount of information. Some of us are smarter than others, right? So we get more information. But at the end of the day, it's limited what you can know with the brain. When you look at the human life, human world, the dynamics that are around us, how many of us can even understand what's going on right now? Other than there's a breakdown of so many systems there's corruption, there are lies, there is control, there is a virus going around, right? And we should all really be hiding underneath our beds and never coming out of the house again, right? Because there's a virus on the loose. I get it. I've lived it. I see it every day. I have actually dove in deep into the political realm just to see what the heck is going on one side and the other side. And we're in the middle of an awakening. Really, yeah, a pandemic is going to make you really take notice of the fact that life is very fragile. And that your involvement, your power, your say over what happens needs to be fine-tuned. You need to be involved. You need to be out there creating a world that you want to create, not just kind of flowing with, that kind of goes against my own knowing, flowing with whatever's going. You have to flow with awareness. You have to choose. You're choosing every step of the way. You can choose to fight, or you can choose to ignore, or you could choose. But at the end of the day, this life is temporary. Do your part. Love yourself. Don't get sucked down by the negativity around you. That is a really, really, really challenging thing to manage. Stop trying to make sense of things, because there is no making sense of this. Prioritize your peace of mind more than arguing, chaos, drama, crisis. All these things all around us could really impact you in a negative fashion. So Jan and I, we did her session, which is beautiful always. And then we do healing, and I do healing in a few different ways. But basically, Jan and I made up our own rules about how we're going to do healing together. And I just kind of guided us through. We held hands, yes, virtually. We held hands, and we both connected to clear our energetic bodies. And I kind of guided us through that with my words. And the energetics followed that. And then at the end, she's like, something really released right here. And she starts burping, and she's just burping and burping and burping. So it's all good. She just needs to rest up a little bit and drink some water and allow this to happen, because what's happening is our vessel is clearing. The purer and lighter and more light-filled vibrations go through your body, the more you are acting from spirit, as opposed to your senses, just human senses versus a little bit more advanced sensing and feeling and knowing, a little more activation of your human body, your subtle energy bodies. So anyway, I wanted to pop in here because it's been an interesting couple days. I was on vacation in Colorado. Everything went really smooth there. It's a beautiful state. Aspen trees. I really like aspen trees. I didn't even know there was an aspen tree. I hate to say it like that, but I didn't know. Beautiful white around the bottom, and then the leaves are like a medium green. It's just a gorgeous tree. And we went hiking one day, and there was all these aspen trees, all one after another. And going up, you don't notice as much because you're just trying to get up the hill, up the mountain, not even a hill. But going down, all you see is aspen trees everywhere, and they're right next to each other, and they're just beautiful. So that's what I will hold on to from Colorado. Plus, it's just the weather is nice most days. As a matter of fact, you're like, my God, it's sunny all the time. What do you do with that every single day? Like, you don't necessarily want to be in the sun all the time, because the sun can be tiring to you all day. But it was good. It was really, really good. My 25th anniversary. Saw my daughter. It's all good. So then Jan and I had her session. And now I came on here to talk to you about what's been going on the last 3 days. See, I have to get myself back together. Where was I? The last 2-3 days, probably it's me, but maybe it's you. I've gone into some empath groups, and holy Jesus, people really are having a lot of what I call ascension symptoms. Basically, your chakras, your meridians, everything is kind of opening, activating, clearing. So you're going to be uncomfortable. You're not going to like it. Headaches. Now, mind you, it's not COVID. It's just a headache. Third eye being very activated. Different things in your body that you're noticing. For me, I noticed this. This. What is this? Empty, hollow, airy. I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's going on with my chest? Almost like it's something bad. I always, and I think it's a human thing to do, whenever I sense something different, I always wonder, now what? What is this? What did I do wrong? Did I do something wrong? What is it? And sometimes I get answers to it. Other times I don't know, and I can, just like any normal person, freak out a little bit. I've been tired the last few days, and mind you, I came from vacation. I came here and I start working like this intense person that I can be at times, and then I'm like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I need to go rest. I need to rest. And this was still happening, and of course I always wonder my heart, but I did so many different things to kind of clear that now I'm at a point where I think this is a new norm for me to have. It's almost like if you take things out, you have to put things in, but what you put in is a lighter version of what was there. So that's what I'm putting it to. And now I just have to get used to it. I did do some really cool things. I have to put a picture in the group of it. I bought Celestine, that light blue crystal, but I didn't buy a little one. I mean, I found the store really great prices. I bought a big one, like this big. It was awesome. It is awesome. And when I was on vacation, I had my selenite with me, along with this big crystal. And I actually love sleeping with things because I can tell the difference when I sleep with them. Sometimes I might get a little bit distracted or busy or whatnot, and I might not do meditation. So my crystals always come in, and they really help me a lot. There's nothing that's as good as a meditation that activates my chakras, and my body just vibrates and clears. There's nothing that even touches how great that makes me feel. But when I get a little bit lazy, I'll get the selenite, I'll sleep with it, or I'll get this. And I had, lo and behold, I didn't plan this, but I had this, it's Celestine. It's the light blue crystal. I ended up, because it's so big, at the top of my bed, above my pillow. And I'm sleeping below it. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I'm like, people wouldn't understand that unless they could feel the energy of a crystal. And maybe you can, and maybe you can't, and maybe you will if you start paying attention to it. But they are a tool. So I would imagine, I guess I want to see how you guys are doing. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how you're doing, and I'll see if I can give you some advice on how to lighten how that feels for you. A lot of times just using our hands and really honestly trusting what you do without quote unquote knowing what to do. I've noticed many times I will be doing something because I love thinking outside that box. I love doing things that I don't know where it comes from. I just think of doing it, and it helps me. So different meditations I have tried lately, or I've looked into, or I'm like, geez, I've been doing that for a while. But here it is. I'm like, well, I guess we're all listening to the same people on some level. We are all there. Oh, I can add to broadcast. Oh no. I just hit on Jan's name and I put add to broadcast. What does that do? I have no idea. Let's see what this one does. Oh, if I add somebody else, it removes the other one. That is very cool. All right. So I wanted to pull a card for you guys today. If you're struggling in some way, fatigue, anxiety, overwhelm, tiredness, please get yourself in water. Please relax. You can intentionally release some of the stress. What it is your body, normal days of being here on earth. You're going to be, oh, look at that. Oh, I know what it means. It comes here. Okay, now I figured it out. See how you figure things out? You do things and you don't even know what you're doing. And then you're like, oh, but this does this. That's how it works. Put yourself in water. Relax. Get your muscles to relax. Get your fear to go away. I put several meditations in the group. I found this amazing. It's like a sound wave thing I did this morning. Whoa, it was great. And these are some of the things that, I help my clients with, but mostly it's sharing and exchanging energy and shifting people up so that you're not feeling the heaviness of where we are. We are in a heavy space. Earth is very heavy. Nausea, fatigue, body nerves. Get some water in you. Drink lots and lots and lots of water. I have a hard time with that myself, believe it or not. I don't love drinking, but I've had to force myself to drink, and some days I do better than others, but it's always helpful because water is a conduit. It helps energy move, okay? So let me just pick a card for you guys and let you all be on your way. Because believe it or not, I can talk a lot. I'm an introvert, but I can talk a lot sometimes. Surrender. I can release my need to control. To control. None of us control life. We might control what we have for dinner. We might control what clothes we put on in the morning. But we don't control what happens around us, what people say, what people do. And really, we don't want to have control over everything. It's a lot of responsibility. When we try to control things, it makes us miserable because then we want to control them more and more and more. And we want this, and then also that. So control things. I had a lesson in control when I was on vacation. My daughter invited some people. We had a house that we rented, and she had some idea. She hadn't been cooking for a while. She loves to cook. She loves to bake. And she wanted some friends to come over to be there with us. And so we invited them. And she had this idea. They were all going to cook and bake and make pizzas and do this and do that. And I just shook my head because it was totally out of my control what was going to be happening. And you would think I would have enjoyed it. But believe it or not, I found every fault in the world. Every thought that I had was about how they were going to make a mess and it wasn't going to work out. And how they didn't buy enough of this or they didn't eat enough of that. And that is the negative Minnie that sometimes exists. I don't know what brings it out. I'm not typically a negative person. But in that moment, I was very negative. And I think it was about control. I usually control the meals and control the dinners, but everything was outside of my control, and people were coming over and who was going to bring what and who's gonna batch up what? I'm like, that's the way my brain went. So, like it or not, kids grow up. We are not in control of everything everybody wants to do. We'll wait till they get married and they bring those families and those ideas into the family setting. We're not going to be able to control what our grandkids do. We're not going to be able to control how our children choose to do their life. It's not our place, right? We just have to come to terms with that. It's not under our control how fast our children grow up. It just happens. So it's what are you surrendering? Comment, write it down. What do you need to surrender? When I was having my session with Jan, one of the topics was judgment. I'm like, why is it that we so easily judge almost everything? It's like we have this need to talk. And the talk, I want to say is almost nonsensical, but we need to talk. We like to talk. We like community. But as soon as something is a little bit different than what we're used to, we have to find something that maybe is wrong with it, that's not right with it. We have a thought about it. And all these thoughts, most of them are not even that good, right? So we have to start to separate who we are as a spirit from the thoughts that go through our head. And we think they need to be spit out of our mouth all the time. Like we've got this thing going on, right? Thoughts out, thoughts out. And there's nothing wrong with speaking. I want to say there's nothing wrong with speaking, but try to make it positive. Try to make it spirit directed, what you say. So you pause to observe the way your mind works, what it thinks, what it wants to say, because your mind is not you. Your thoughts are not you. Not even your emotions are you. You're here for a short period of time in a human body. The human body has certain neural networks in its brain. Certain things help it work better or not better. Like it can fire up a lot, or it can fire up very slow, and it can be hard to handle. That's why we use meditation to discipline how we engage with our thoughts and our mind, and we turn the system down and off so that when we come back into the body in the morning, the body can be in a better place to receive us. So when the body and when you are consciously taking a step back from just going automatic and really consciously listening to the steps that you're taking and the words that you're speaking. And I know this is not like the easiest thing, because that's not how we're wired. A lot of times we just go right at it, do whatever, right? But when you are an empath and you're more awakening, you're going to become more soul focused. You're going to become more aware of what is empowering, what's not, what uplifts, what doesn't, how we are all connected together, and the damage that we can do to one another, or the way that we can neutralize the energies that come our way. Okay? So I am coming on board either next week or the week after. I have to kind of really wrap my head around the dates, but I'm going to do some free training in this group. So I'd like you to invite your friends, invite other empaths. I'm going to get a post out there that you guys can share to get other empaths in this group, and we're going to go through some trainings together and see where that goes. I have, at the end of that, everybody who participates is going to get a free product. I'm not sure what yet. You're going to get something that's going to be good for you. And then some people who want to go further are going to do, I have a very short program coming out. It's just 3 sessions. 3 sessions. And in 3 sessions, we're going to do a lot, because it's a small group of us getting together. And in 3 sessions, we're going to clear a lot of things and empower you in huge ways. That's what's coming down the pike, because I need all of us. We need all of us to be in better standing. I've been in some groups and everyone's falling apart. Like, oh my God, nobody knows. They're all falling apart. there is no reason for you to be suffering and in pain. The most important thing you need to do is allow and relax. If you're in emotional pain, there is a solution for that. There is a definite solution for that. You don't need to sit in that. If you're having fibromyalgia, whatever, depression, other, there's a word for those kinds of things where the body fights itself, even arthritis. Those kinds of physical things can be alleviated when you learn to get that spiritual energy flowing in your body and clearing things up. It's an accumulation of things that you have, scientifically or not, allowed to stay with you physically. And they continue to just add inflammation and pain to your body. It doesn't need to be there. Okay? So this was your message. Tomorrow night, George, I'm there because I'm holding the space. I know who's part of this. We're doing a healing meditation in the group at 8 p.m. Eastern. At this point, everybody lights their own candles and does their own thing on their own at 8 o'clock. George has you on a list. I am part of that meditation, and we let that be how it happens because it's very simple and very easy. Nobody has to worry about electronics. You just join, and that's it. In the future, we might tweak that a little bit. I don't know. But just keep your eyes open for the post that tells you about next week's trainings. And we'll go from there. I hope you're all doing well. Any comments or questions, let me know. Write your questions in the comments. I do see the questions that come up when new members come in, because I always ask what you're here for. And I have a record of those things. And I will be coming more to you live, sharing some tools and techniques and some wisdom and some energies that can help you shift the way that you see your path, the way that you live your path. All right. Many blessings. Take care.